So we're going to start in sitting today. We're going to get you into an easy seated position.
She's in the frame.
She's got her best side forward. So sitting nice and tall, an easy seated position simply means that your spine is straight and it's at ease. So whatever way it takes to get you sitting that way, that's perfectly fine. You can sit up on a block, sit up on a pillow. Let's close our eyes for just a moment. Let the backs of your hands rest on the tops of your knees and start with a breath. A deep inhale through your nose to the bottom of your lungs, lengthening your spine. As you exhale, see if you can hold that tall and lengthened posture with ease. Start to bring your awareness to the weight of your body on the floor or the sound of your dog's squeaky toy. She can play with it. And breathe. Taking a deep inhale to your belly, let your arms rise up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, take your left arm behind you, take your right hand to the side of your head, the left side of your head, and gently use the weight of your right arm to pull your right ear towards your right shoulder. You can gently push down into your left elbow to help lock that stretch in. Just anchors it. And then bring your awareness to the space between your left ear and your left shoulder, and breathe. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then slowly release your hand from the top of the head. Release your left arm from behind your back. Take them both back up to the ceiling. Lengthen with an inhale. As you exhale, take it to the other side. Your left hand comes to the right side of your head. The weight of your left arm gently pulls your left ear towards your left shoulder. So you're not pulling on your head with that arm. You're just letting the weight of your arm draw that left ear closer to that left shoulder. And if you'd like, you can push down into your right elbow as if you were trying to touch the floor with your right elbow to anchor that pose. And breathe. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then slowly release, taking your arms back up to the ceiling. Lengthening your spine as you inhale. Your shoulder blades stay away from your ears. As you exhale, interlace your fingers and bring them behind your head. As you inhale, lift your chest, push your elbows to the back of the room. As you exhale, round forward, bringing your elbows forward, rounding your spine, pushing the air out. As you inhale, bring it up. Your chest opens. The elbows press back to the wall behind you. As you exhale, round forward. Inhale, take it up and back one more time. Exhale, round it forward. Inhale, bring it up to a straight spine. Let your arms shoot to the ceiling. Shoulder blades down towards your hips. As you exhale, take your left hand to your right knee. Take your right hand to the floor behind you. Push down into the floor. Pushing down into the floor just helps you keep your spine tall and strong. It helps you create space so that with your next exhale, you might round yourself just a little bit further. No struggles, no strains. Breathe. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. Take it a little bit further if you've got it available. And then slowly bring your chest back to face the front. We'll inhale your arms up. Exhale, take it to the opposite side. Your right hand to your left knee, your left hand to the floor, pushing down gently into the floor. Breathing deeply in through your spine. Exhaling as you rotate just a little further. And breathe. No struggles, no strains. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then slowly bring your chest back to the front. Inhaling your arms up to the ceiling. Shoulder blades down your back. As you exhale, bring yourself forward, letting the palms of your hands rest on the floor, bringing your forehead close to the floor. If it doesn't touch, that's perfectly fine, but try not to hold your head up. You can slide a pillow under your forehead. You can put a yoga block under your forehead. If you'd like to do a little bit deeper of a release, turn your hands so that the palms are facing up and gently push the back of your hands into the floor. Breathe into your belly so that it expands, feeling it, expanding the rib cage as you exhale, melt. Take a deep inhale here. With an exhale, slowly walk your chest over to your right leg, folding over that right leg. Again, letting your arms reach out in front of you, palms down or palms up, gently pushing into the floor. Try to keep your left hip from lifting up off the floor, so gently push down into it. Reach that left hand just a little bit further than the right, and then take a deep breath and feel the opening of that left side of your rib cage. No struggles, no strains. Take another deep inhale. With an exhale, slowly walk your chest back to the front. Palms down or palms up, it's your choice. Take a deep inhale, and with an exhale, move your chest over to your left leg. Reach a little further with your right hand than your left hand. Breathe deep in through your nose to the bottom of your lungs and feel that right rib cage just opening up. Try to gently push down into your right hip so it doesn't lift up off the ground. And breathe. Take a deep inhale here. With an exhale, bring it back to the center. Try to keep your awareness, your focus on the depth of your breath or the feeling of your body as the ribs expand. The feeling of the release of the tightness with each exhale. Slowly walk your hands back so that they rest on your knees. Use your arms to push you back up to a tall, seated position. Brilliant. We're going to straighten out our right leg. So the left leg can lay down on the floor with the foot on the inside of the right thigh. That's perfectly fine. If it feels like this is struggle or strain in your back, then sit up on a block. Sit up on a pillow. Pull the toes of your right foot back to engage. Make sure that the right kneecap is pointed exactly straight up. If it's rolled out to the side, you're not really stretching your hamstring. So toes pointed straight up, kneecap pointed straight up. Inhaling, arms rising to the sky, shoulder blades down your back. Exhaling, falling halfway forward. So look between your hands. They're pointing to where the wall meets the ceiling. Squeeze that quadricep muscle, push down to the back of your knee. As you inhale, reach out through your fingers, create space. As you exhale, fold forward. Bringing your hands to the bottom of your right foot, to your right calf, wherever it reaches. If you're using a strap or a belt, you can put that around the bottom of your foot and gently use that to help you bring your chest further. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the stretch. Pushing gently down into the knee as if you were trying to touch the back of your knee to the floor helps to deactivate the hamstring muscle. It lets you stretch it or get a little bit more out of it. We're going to hold this for one more deep inhale, lengthening your spine, creating space. One more slow exhale, melting and breathing. Slowly beginning to unfold. We're going to bring the right foot in to meet the left foot in a seated cobbler's pose. Obviously one of my favorite poses because we do it every week. So again, this is about your spine. If it's tall and long and at ease, you're great. If it's not, either sit up on a block or a pillow or slide your feet further away from you. You can butterfly your knees, just gently bouncing them down, encouraging those adductor tendons, the ones on the inside of your thighs, to open up. Or you can gently push down with your hands or your arms. Stay right here, or with an exhale, fold forward, keeping your spine straight. So you're not trying to round your forehead towards your foot. You're actually trying to bring your belly button towards your foot. Keep the spine long, lengthen it with an inhale. As you exhale, fold a little further forward if it's available to you. And breathe. Breathe into the areas that feel tight. Imagine that you're expanding them with your breath. As you exhale, slowly fold further forward. Breathe. Slowly unfolding, bringing your chest back up to straight ahead of you, your spine nice and strong and long. We'll straighten out the left leg. So again, start by activating that leg. Pull the toes back, kneecap up, gently pushing down into the floor with the back of your knee. Inhaling your arms up to the ceiling, shoulder blades down your back. As you exhale, fall halfway forward, looking between your fingers. As you inhale, reach for where the wall meets the ceiling. As you exhale, fold forward. So reposition that left leg. Make sure that the kneecap is still pointed straight up. Gently pushing down into the back of your knee. Be mindful of how this feels in your back. No struggles and no strains. Breathe. Close your eyes for just a moment and see if you can bring all of your focus to the feeling of that stretch for just a moment. Breathe into the tightness. Feel it expand with your breath. As you exhale, slowly release deeper into the pose if you have that available to you. One more deep inhale, lengthen your spine. One more slow exhale. And then slowly unfold. Bring the bottom of your left foot to meet the bottom of your right foot in cobbler's pose, lifting up onto a block or pillow if necessary. Gently encouraging your knees down towards the floor. Stay straight up or fold forward. Your choice. Close your eyes and be where you are. Feel your body. Experience a breath. Slowly unfolding. So we're going to grab the big toe of your right foot with the first two fingers of your right hand, or wrap a strap around the bottom of your foot. And with an exhale, we're going to straighten that leg out. So you're trying to keep your right shoulder down and away from your ears. Squeeze that quadricep muscle, see if you can take it up a little higher. Brilliant. Take it out to the side and then place it down. Turn your trunk, your chest, to face that leg. We're going to take both hands and inhale them up to the ceiling. As you exhale, we're going to fold forward over that leg. You want to keep that kneecap straight up to the ceiling, still and still, gently pushing down to the back of that right knee. Breathe. Slightly different stretch. Make sure that your spine feels tall and long. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then slowly come back up. So we're going to stay facing that right leg. You're going to have a choice here. You can either do the exact same thing again, or we're going to add a slight twist to it through the thoracic and lumbar spine. So if you want to go back down exactly where you were, that's perfectly fine. If you'd like to take the other pose, take your right hand and put it on the inside of your right calf. With an exhale, gently slide that right hand down towards the ankle. Push back the back of your right hand into that right ankle. Then take your left arm up and back and behind you, tucking it into where the fingers meet the thigh on that right. I mean, where your belly meets the thigh. And then turn your chest to face forward, not down towards the floor. So if you gently push into the back of that right hand, it deactivates a muscle that lets you go a little bit further. There's a lot to think about here. So push down into the back of your right knee. Rotate your left shoulder back. Close your eyes if you'd like and take one deep inhale into the place that feels tight or restricted. As you exhale, see if you can slide your hand down just a little further or stay right where you are. One more deep inhale. One more slow exhale. If you've bound the pose, release your left arm first. Turn your chest to face that right leg and slowly bring your spine back to straight. We're going to bring that right foot in to meet the left. We're going to do one more cobbler's pose. We're going to have like really stretched out adductors. It's okay. We never stretch those. So this is a really good way to get a good long stretch in those. They go a long way to protecting your knee and protecting your back. So if they're tight, there are things that can put pain into the knee or into the back. So we're not wasting any time here. Grab onto the big toe of your left foot with the first two fingers of your left hand, or wrap your strap around the bottom of your left foot, and with an exhale, straighten that leg out. Left shoulder down and away from your ear. Squeeze that left leg really tight so you get it straight. Take it out to the side and then bring it to the floor. You can release your hand and turn your chest to face that left leg. The left leg is active, the toes pulled back, the heel reaching forward. Inhale, your arms up to the ceiling, shoulder blades down your back. As you exhale, fold forward. Breathe. Make sure that left kneecap is pointed straight up and that you're gently pushing down into the back of your left knee. No struggles, no strains. Close your eyes and breathe. Breathe into the depth of your lungs. Exhale, slowly fold further forward if you have it available to you. And then slowly bring your spine back up to straight. So we're going to take the same modification on the other side. You have the choice of just going straight ahead where you were, or taking the back of your left hand and putting it into the left calf. With an exhale, slowly slide that left hand down towards the ankle. Push into the back of your hand, into that knee. Take your right arm up with an inhale. With an exhale, bring it behind you, tucking it into the crease between your belly and your thigh on the left, and then try to rotate that right shoulder back. Push into your ankle with the back of your left hand gently. Close your eyes and feel that. Breathe. Deep into your belly. Exhale slowly. Deep inhales. Slow exhales. If you've bound the pose, go ahead and release that right arm. Bring it back to meet the left so that your chest is facing that leg, and then slowly bring yourself back up to a tall and straight spine. One more cobbler's pose. Let's see if Lola can do I think Lola can do the cobbler's pose.
A side one.
Yeah, she's doing it from behind. It's important that you show all angles. So just taking a deep inhale here, either staying straight with your spine or folding forward from your hips, bringing your chest closer to the floor. You may notice that you're able to go further and further each time we do this, so that's really great. And breathe. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then slowly bring your spine back up to straight and tall. Slowly bring your knees together. Cross at your ankles. Wrap your arms around your knees and gently hug those knees into your chest. As you inhale, lengthen your spine, pull the knees in. As you exhale, round forward, bringing your forehead to your knees. Breathe. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. We're going to release your arms from around your knees. We're going to come into a thunderbolt pose. So a thunderbolt, you want to sit all the way back. Your hips sitting on your heels. If that is too much for your knees, you can sit with a pillow between your knees, raising yourself up. Or you can just come up onto your toes so that you're giving some more space to the knees. Find something that doesn't hurt for your knees. There is no pain in this practice. Take a deep inhale here. Let that stretch sink in. If you're up on your toes with your toes curled under, you're stretching the bottoms of your feet. If you have your feet flat down, you're stretching what are called the dorsiflexors, the muscles that bring your toes up towards your knee. We very rarely stretch those, so remember, no pain. We're going to bring our hands into heart center. We're going to take a deep breath into your belly. As you exhale, bring yourself up onto your knees. Take a deep inhale. With an exhale, lower yourself back down. Take a deep inhale. With an exhale, come up onto your knees. Take your right foot and step it forward. So if this bothers your left knee, you can roll up your mat. You can put a pillow underneath your left knee. That's perfectly fine. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, take your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. We're going to push into your hands so that you can rotate your chest to face forward. Breathe. Lola's looking at us like, what the? So you can stay right here, or you can curl the toes of your left foot under and lift that left knee from the floor. So you have options here. Breathe. Wherever you are, find an expression of the pose that you can hold with ease. Lower that left knee to the ground, bring your chest back to front. Take your right foot back underneath of you. Drop your hips to your heels and breathe. Take a deep inhale. With an exhale, come back up onto your knees. Step your left foot forward and breathe. Stay right here, or take your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Push into your hands and try to rotate your chest to the left. No struggles, no strains. Remember, find an expression of the pose you can hold with ease. Stay here or curl the toes of your right foot under and lift your right leg from the ground. And breathe. No struggles, no strains. Dropping that right knee to the floor, bring your chest back to the front. Take your left foot underneath of you. Bring your hips back down to your heels. And breathe. I'm going to turn my position just so you can see this next pose a little bit better from the front. Hands are at heart center. Inhaling up onto your knees. Taking your right foot out to the right. The big toe side of your right foot can be just laying there on the floor, or you can bring the whole bottom of your foot to the floor. That just stretches the outside ligaments. Inhale your arms up to the ceiling. Exhale your right arm down. Your left arm reaches up and over towards the right. Make sure your chest is facing forward, not down towards the floor. So rotate that left shoulder back, and then breathe into that left rib cage. Deep inhale, lengthen the rib cage. As you exhale, bring your right hand back up to meet your left. Bring them back down into heart center. We're going to take your right leg under. We're going to do the same pose on the opposite side. So as you exhale, take your left foot out to the left. Just the big toe side rested on the floor, or flatten the foot all the way out, whatever works for you. Inhale your arms to the ceiling, shoulder blades down. Left hand to the left leg, right arm reaches up and over. Breathe. Rotate that right shoulder back so your chest is facing forward, not towards the floor. Feel that rib cage on the right and breathe. Take a deep inhale here. With an exhale, bring the left hand back to meet the right, palms together in prayer position, down towards the center of your chest, and then bring your left leg under. Take it back to Thunderbolt. So just collect yourself here. Bring yourself back to your breath. These are some poses we haven't done in quite a little while, so they might be a challenge. That's perfectly fine. If you can keep your awareness with your breath or with the challenge, noticing the internal chatter of your mind or the tendency to be distracted, and then bring yourself back. That is what yoga is, connecting your breath to your movement, staying grounded in this moment. So we're going to bring your hands by your knees and just lift your hips so that you can curl your toes under. So you're going to have choices here, because this is going to be a really deep stretch for some people. You may not be able to do that. If you have pain in the knees, double your mat over so that they're focused. They're underneath of your knees and they're softening it. I'm going to turn this way. It's my better side. So you have a choice here. Either stay right where you are or bring your hands into prayer position at your chest. Stay there or lift your knees from the floor. So you can make this into a balance pose. Squeeze. Stay there or take your arms to the ceiling. Shoulder blades down and away from your back. Spread your arms open like wings. Breathe. Bring your hands back together in prayer, back to the center of your chest. Bring your hands to the floors with your fingers tented so the palms aren't flat, and then push up into a forward fold. We're all over the place today. It's awesome. So in the forward fold, the idea is to try and get your legs as straight as you comfortably can. If that means lifting yourself up a little bit, that's perfectly fine. You can let your hands rest on your calves or your thighs. But try to get the legs completely straight without pain. Let your neck relax, let your head dangle. There's the dangle. I know you've been waiting for it. I don't think we used dangle last week.
We did.
Did we? I'll have to go back and check the tape. Breathe. Small bend in your knees and then bring yourself up to a standing pose. So we're going to come to mountain pose. Mountain pose is really a very strong pose. It uses all of your postural muscles. So in mountain pose, first walk your feet together so that your big toes are touching and that your heels are touching. Turn your palms forward. Now just lift your toes from the floor for the moment and then slowly put them down one at a time. So that's where we bring our attention, to the bottoms of our feet. You want to have equal weight between the big toe, the little toe, and the heel. And then you want to bring your attention to your legs, slowly rotating your thighs in towards each other as if you were trying to touch the fronts of your kneecaps together. Feel the strength of that. That's a lot of work to hold those knees rotated in like that. See if you can hold that as you pull your belly straight back to your spine and then a little up under your rib cage as if you were lifting it. And then inhale your shoulders up to your ears. As you exhale, lift your chest proud up towards the sky. If you'd like to make this a balance pose, close your eyes. And breathe. No struggles and no strains. Breathe. Bring your attention back down to your points of reference. The big toe, the little toe, the heel have equal weight. The thighs are rotated in towards each other. The belly pulled in and up. The shoulder blades gently down and together. Feel the strength. You're using all of your postural muscles, the ones that hold you upright in gravity. Opening your eyes, bringing your hands to heart center, just separate your feet. So we're going to go through the warrior pose today. I'm going to do it sitting in a chair because I'm old. I just want to give you a different idea about how you might be able to do this warrior series without having to do it in standing. The idea is not to always be the most brutal you can with every exercise. So Chris is going to do it standing up. I'm going to do it sitting down. We're going to start by stepping your right foot out in front of you. A small bend in your right knee. Your left foot goes behind you. So if you're sitting in a chair, you don't have to have that leg straight. You can just get it so that your knee is slightly behind your hip. That's all you really need to get the good stretch out of this. If you're in standing, see if you can sink into that right knee just a little bit deeper without causing pain. Take your arms and inhale them up towards where the wall meets the ceiling. See if you can look through your hands at that spot. Squeeze that back leg strong. Feel the strength of the pose. Breathe. No struggles, no strains. We're going to take it to warrior two. So your left arm is going to go back, your right arm is going to go forward. Turn the palms of your hands up. Now try to keep the creases of your elbows straight up to the sky and just turn your hands down. That locks your shoulders into a secure place. Reach in opposite directions with your fingers. Feel that stretch. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, take your left hand to your left leg in the back. Take your right arm up so that you're looking up if it doesn't bother your neck. Breathe into that right rib cage deeply, fully. One more deep inhale here. Really expand that rib cage. And as you exhale, bring your right elbow to your right knee. Let your arm lift up and reach over your head towards where the wall meets the ceiling. Then rotate that left shoulder back so that your chest is facing forward, not down towards the floor. Lengthen. Feel the stretch between your fingertips and your little toe where it's planted into the floor. Lengthen with an inhale. With an exhale, take it back to warrior two. Creases of your elbows turned up, palms facing down. And then take it back to warrior one. Breathe. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, take your arms behind you. Interlace your fingers. Lift your chin and your chest, arching back. As you exhale, fold forward over your right leg. No struggles here, no strains. Find an expression of the pose you can hold with ease. Stay right here or lift your arms from your hips. Lowering your arms to the hips, let's take it back to warrior one. Then bring your hands to heart center. Bring your left foot forward to meet your right. And just shake it out a little bit. That was really good. So if you're in the chair, you're just going to turn around and face the opposite direction. If you're doing all the hard work and standing...
I think it's my turn to use the chair.
No, I need this. So we're going to start with your hands at heart center. You're going to step forward with your left foot. Small bend in your left knee, your right leg comes out behind you. Squeeze that back leg, trying to get it as straight as you comfortably can. Again, if you're in a chair, all that matters is that your knee is behind your hip. That stretches your psoas. It's a muscle that causes a lot of back pain. So breathe here for a moment. Take a deep inhale, and with your exhale, lift your arms to the sky. Look up in between your arms. Feel the strength of the pose. If this hurts your back, just don't raise your arms. Just stay right where you are. Take a deep inhale here. With an exhale, take your right arm back, take your left arm forward. Warrior two. Turn your palms up, and then leave the creases of your elbows up. Just try to turn your hands down. And reach in opposite directions with your fingers. Feel that stretching through your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, take the right arm back, take the left arm up to the sky. See if you can keep your gaze straight up. And breathe. Feel that left rib cage expanding with the breath. Deep inhale here. With an exhale, we're going to bring your left elbow to your left knee. Your right arm floats up and over, reaching where the wall meets the ceiling. And then rotate that right shoulder back so that your chest is facing forward. Breathe. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, let's take it back to warrior two. Creases of your elbows turned up, palms turned down. Take it back to warrior one. Shoulder blades down and away from your ears. Try to straighten that right leg out if you can. Take your arms behind you, interlace your fingers, lift up your chest and your chin, arching back. With an exhale, fold forward, bringing your chest to your thigh. Staying here or lifting your arms from your from your waist. Releasing your arms down to your waist and then back up into warrior one. Bringing your hands to heart center, tall straight spine. Bring your right foot forward to meet your left. And let's take it back to mountain pose. So if you're sitting in a chair, go ahead and stand. I'm going to get rid of the chair. We're done with that. So take it back to mountain pose. Big toes touching, heels touching, thighs turned in towards each other, belly gently to the spine, pulled up. Shoulder blades down and together, chest puffed up proud to the sky. Close your eyes for a moment and breathe. No struggles and no strains. We're going to do a couple of sun salutations. So I know this class is a little bit more aggressive. If it feels like you don't want to do the sun salutations, that's perfectly fine. Take an early Shavasana. But breathe wherever you are. So separate your feet so that your feet are right underneath of your hips. We haven't done sun salutations in a couple of weeks, so if you're not prepared for them, that's perfectly fine. So, toes pointed straight forward. We got to move Lola just a little bit. So start by inhaling your arms up to the ceiling. Follow it with your eyes, arch back, fill your lungs with air. As you exhale, swan dive forward. If you have a bad back, just bend your knees until your fingertips touch the floor, and then straighten your legs. Let your head dangle. Push the back of your knees to the wall behind you. Take a deep inhale, lift your head and shoulders to a flat back. You can have your hands rested on your thighs or your calves to support it. As you exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, step your right foot back, step your left foot back into plank. So you can be down on your knees in plank. You don't have to be straight up. But see if you can turn the creases of your elbows forward. As you exhale, lower yourself to the floor in Chaturanga. Your elbows right next to your rib cage. As you inhale, take it to up dog or cobra. So you can leave your knees on the floor or you can try and lift them from the floor. Look up to the ceiling. Take a deep inhale here with an exhale. Bring it back down to the floor and back to down dog. Breathe. Let your head just be relaxed. Let your neck be relaxed. Push the back of your knees to the back of the room. Try to lift your hips towards the sky. Try to bring your chest just a little closer to your thighs. And breathe. Look forward to your hands and then jump or step your feet to meet your hands. Straightening your legs for a forward fold. Slowly unwinding one vertebra at a time. Your chin stays on your chest till your spine is straight, and then follow your arms to the ceiling. For sun salutation number 2 of 30, exhale, bring it forward. Everybody just said, what'd he say? 30. Remember, bend your knees if you have a bad back. When your fingertips touch the floor, that's when you straighten your legs. Inhale, lift your head and shoulders. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step or jump your feet back into plank. Creases of your elbows turn forward. Exhale, lower to the floor in Chaturanga. Elbows right up against your rib cage. And then up dog. Back to the floor and back to down dog. And breathe. Deep into your belly. Exhale slowly. Look forward to your hands. Jump or step your feet to meet your hands. Straightening your legs for a forward fold. Slowly unwinding one vertebra at a time. Inhaling your arms to the ceiling. Bring your palms together in prayer. Gently bring them down to the center of your chest. So we're going to make our way to the floor. We're going to do that through squat and crow, or if that's too much for you, just go ahead and lie down to your back. We'll all be there in just a couple moments. So separate your feet so they're just a little bit wider than your hips. If you're taking it through the squat, bring yourself down. Your elbows come between your knees. Your palms are together, and as you push down into your palms, it separates your knees. Now try to get your spine straight. Try to bring your shoulders back. Try to drop your butt down towards the floor. Close your eyes and breathe. Breathe deeply into the very bottom of your lungs. If this hurts, stop it. If this hurts, just lie down on your back and pull your knees into your chest. You're getting the same type of stretch. Now, if you're going into the crow, we're going to bring your hands to the floor in front of you. Spread your fingers out wide. So remember, if you want to have a little assistance, you can put a pillow or a block out in front of your hands for your forehead to rest on. Small bend in your elbows as you start to push up onto your toes, lifting your heels from the floor. Keep that small bend in your elbows as you bring your weight forward. And then lift your feet one at a time, or lift just one foot and hold it. Oops. Lola distracted me. Breathe. And then release your crow. Release your bottom to the floor, straightening your legs out for a long sit. The toes pulled back, the heels reaching forward, staff pose. So your kneecaps pointed straight up, gently pushing down into the backs of your knees. Bring your hands by your side, fingertips pointing forward, gently lift your hips from the ground. We're creating just a small traction here. So you're not trying to use your belly muscles at all, you're trying to let your spine hang and then lower your hips. That should feel really good. Push down one more time, lifting your hips just an inch. And then release your hips to the ground. So we're going to come onto our backs. You can get there any way you'd like. If you want to work on abdominal strengthening, bring your arms forward. Pull the toes back and slowly lower one vertebra at a time towards the floor. If you have a bad back, just use your arms to get you there. Whatever way you get there is perfectly fine. Once you're on your back, your arms by your side, take a deep inhale and let your arms raise up to the ceiling. With an exhale, let them fall to the floor behind you. With an inhale, reach back with your fingers, reach forward with the heels of your feet, and feel that strength. Feel that stretch along the length of your body is what I meant to say. I put stretch and length together and got strength. How'd that work? Take a deep inhale, your belly fills with air. As you exhale, draw your knees to your chest. Let your hands float down to hold on to your knees. Shoulders relaxed, your jaw is relaxed. Just breathe into your belly. Bring your awareness back to that breath. Deep inhales, slow exhales. So we're going to take both knees in your right hand, and with an exhale, slowly allow those knees to drop to the floor on your right. Let your left arm extend out to the left, like half of the letter T, and then if it works for you, look at that left arm. See if you can keep your knees pulled up to about the level of your hips, right where a belt would be. If your left knee isn't touching your right knee, just use your right hand to gently pull that left knee down towards your right. Don't force it. Just add the weight of your arm. Breathe deeply into the spine. As you exhale, see if you can release just a little bit of holding, a little bit of tension, a little bit of effort. Take another deep inhale here. One more slow exhale, melting. And then take a deep inhale to your belly. With your exhale, your belly comes to your spine, your knees lift up from the floor and go all the way over to the opposite side. So try to pull your belly in with your exhale. That protects your spine from the weight of your legs. So now both knees are bent. They're at the level of your belt on the left. Your right arm is extended out. Turn your head to the right to look at your right arm if it doesn't bother that. You can let your left hand rest on top of your right knee if it needs a little bit more encouragement to be stacked. Breathe. No struggle, no strain. Breathe into the areas that feel tight or restricted. Exhaling any tension, any resistance. Take a deep inhale here. With an exhale, pull your belly to your spine and roll onto your back flat. But see if you can have your knees up in the air, your feet up in the air. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, straighten your legs to the ceiling. So if you'd like, you can use your hands to hold behind your thighs. That's perfectly fine. Pull the toes down and reach the heels up. Breathe. Connect your breath to your motion. Take a deep inhale to your belly. As you exhale, slowly release your right leg down towards the floor. If you want to put both hands behind your left thigh to support that, that's perfectly fine. When the right heel touches the floor, just shoot it back up to meet the left. With an exhale, your belly comes to your spine. You slowly lower your left leg down towards the ground. Again, pull that belly in to protect your spine. When the heel touches the floor, shoot it back up. So we're going to do that 2 more times. You can either do single legs or you can try to do both legs together. Just be very mindful of your back. If it hurts, stop. So as you exhale, either release just your right leg towards the floor or release both legs down towards the floor. Your belly tight into your spine. When your heels touch the floor, shoot them back up to the ceiling. Same thing, we'll do it again. If you're doing single legs, you'll lower just your left leg. If you're doing double legs, pull that belly in. Slowly with an exhale, lower your legs towards the floor. When the heels touch the floor, shoot them back up to the sky. So hold your hands behind your thighs, and with an exhale, draw your knees to your chest. Let your shoulders relax, let your jaw relax. And then let your feet drop one at a time towards the floor, keeping your knees bent, your feet flat. And let's take a supine cobbler's pose. You didn't think we were going to get away with just seated ones. So remember, this is a really good pose for relieving low back pain. The tendons and ligaments of your adductors and your pelvic floor attach in your low back, and when you do this, the knees slowly draw your sacrum, the last bone at the end of your vertebrae, away from your lumbar spine. That area where the sacrum meets the lumbar is an area of a lot of tension, a lot of tightness. So this is a really good way to relieve that. Remember, if it feels like pain, slide your feet down away from you, towards the bottom of your mat, opening up the size of that diamond shape that you're making with your legs. Or make fists and slide them underneath of your thighs to support the legs. Find the place where you can release your mind, your body. Surrender it into the pose. Surrender any thoughts of judgment, any ideas of critiquing yourself. Surrender everything but your breath. Take a very deep inhale, slowly in through your nose so that you feel your belly expanding. And as you exhale, slowly melt. Release tension. Release trying. We'll slowly bring your knees back together. Use your hands if you'd like, and then slowly straighten your legs out to the floor one at a time, and we'll prepare for final relaxation. So remember, final relaxation is meant to be a pose where you can release your body, release your mind, and just be still. So you're with your legs out straight. If that creates tension in your back, just slide a pillow underneath of your knees. So you have a small bend in your knees. Some people like to have their legs rested up onto a chair or some sofa cushions so that they're in that 90-90 position. That's a really great position for decompressing your back. So if your back feels stiff or a little bit overworked, just slide a chair underneath of your legs so that your hips and knees are both at 90 degrees. No need to have a protractor. You can come close to 90 degrees. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And as you exhale, try to release yourself into the floor. Release your body weight. Release any thoughts, any tension. We're going to do a small chakra meditation. This singing bowl is attuned to the heart chakra, so we're going to use it throughout the journey from your crown down to your root chakra. But pay particular attention when we get to the heart chakra and when I ring it there. So start just by bringing all of your attention to the top of your head. Just find a spot on the top of the head and bring all of your focus there. If you'd like to, you can imagine the color white. Some people like to just imagine there's an ice cube sitting there and melting. That just keeps their focus. That's perfectly fine. See if you can bring all of your focus and attention to the spot on the top of your head, crown chakra. And then see if you can imagine that white energy is just starting to slowly bring itself down to a space just between your eyebrows. As it makes that journey down, the color starts to change to a color indigo, a purplish blue. This chakra represents intuition. So see if you can just imagine the color indigo there. You can imagine it as a swirling disk of energy or just a dot. Or again, you can just imagine an ice cube melting there to help you bring focus to that area. Then imagine that indigo light is starting to slowly drain down across your nose, across your lips, and pooling at the center of your throat, where it changes to the color blue. I like to always feel these chakra areas, see how my imagination represents that color. Is it strong? Is it vibrant? Does it feel restricted? This chakra represents your ability to communicate, to speak your word and your truth. And then slowly imagine that blue color starting to drain down towards the center of your heart, finding your heart chakra. As that energy pools there in the center of your chest, it starts to turn to a color green. I always represent my heart chakra with the color emerald. It's rich. See if you can bring all of your focus just to the center of your chest. Feel that space. And slowly imagine that energy, heart chakra, coming down just below your rib cage to your solar plexus. The color that represents your solar plexus is yellow. You can focus on that color, or you can just imagine an ice cube sitting there melting, bringing attention to that area. Solar plexus is an area of energy. I often find blockages here, so I just imagine that color getting brighter, being fed by the other chakras. Imagine you see that yellow light starting to drain down your body further towards your belly button. The color starts to turn orange. You can focus on that color as a swirling area of energy, or just feel the sensations of your body in that space. that orange energy starting to seep down your body towards your pelvis, pulling in an area just above your pubic bone in the color red, your root chakra. The energy from this chakra is the one that feeds all the rest of them. It's the primal energy of your body. Imagine the color red swirling, or just bring your sensations into the field of attention. And then I'll ask you to bring all of your focus and attention back to your heart center. Back to that heart chakra. Since we have a singing bowl that resonates at that frequency, we're going to go there, bringing all of your focus and attention just to that space, either feeling the sensations of your clothes as they touch that space, or imagining that swirling green energy of the heart chakra. And then bring to mind your heart's greatest desire. Hold it in that space, either for yourself or another. And slowly release your heart's greatest desire to the universe, allowing for the possibility in your mind that the universe can take care of achieving what needs to be achieved in order to bring your heart's desire to fruition. Let your mind go still. Let any thought be noticed but not attached to. Becoming the observer of your mind. Your mind is not you. You are the one that observes your mind as it goes into chatter or it goes into distraction. You are the one that chooses to bring your mind back to stillness. We'll slowly start to bring your attention back to your body. So just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Feel those joints as they move. Keep your awareness in the body. And then spread your fingers apart, spread your toes apart. Feel that space between your fingers. Feel the space between your toes. And then let your hands and your feet relax. Take a deep inhale. Let your shoulders gently draw up towards your ears. And with an exhale, slide your arms down the floor as if you're trying to touch your fingertips to the bottom of your mat. And feel that gentle stretch between your ears and your shoulder. And let your arms and your shoulders relax. You can gently rock your head from side to side, just moving the muscles, moving the bones of your cervical spine. Feel it. Be there with that motion, with that sensation. And then let your head come to wherever it feels is a comfortable space. Take a deep inhale to the bottom of your lungs and let your arms begin to rise up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, empty your lungs and let your arms fall to the floor behind you. As you inhale, reach back with your fingertips, reach forward with the heels of your feet and feel that stretch along the length of your body. Take a deep inhale to your belly, feel it expand, and with an exhale, draw your knees into your chest. Let your arms float down to hold your knees, just hugging them into your chest. letting your shoulders relax, letting your jaw relax. If you'd like, you can begin to rock side to side gently on the floor. Bring your awareness to the spine and the muscles that surround it. And then when you're ready, roll onto your right side, lying there in a fetal position with your knees pulled up towards your chest, your hands gently made into pillow to hold your head supported, or use a pillow or use a block. And just bring your awareness to one more breath. Deeply in through your nose to the bottom of your lungs. Bring your awareness to the sensation as the breath leaves your body. And then when you're ready, gently push yourself up to an easy seated position. Easy seated position is anyone where your spine is tall and long and at ease. So if it feels like struggle or strain in order to hold yourself up, sit up on a pillow, sit up on a block, or sit in a chair. Let's let the backs of your hands rest on the tops of your knees, lengthen your spine, lift your chest. Take a deep inhale through your nose to the bottom of your lungs, and as you exhale, see if you can hold that tall and lengthened posture with ease. Take another deep inhale, lengthening your spine. With an exhale, gently bring your hands into heart center in a prayer position. Let your chin drop gently down. I want to thank you guys for coming each and every week. If it is within your means to make a donation, today's charity is the National Suicide Prevention Line. If you've never lost anybody to suicide, it's a pretty horrible thing. And if just a couple of dollars can go in any way to help somebody in a time of stress or need, it's just an amazing gift that you can give to people. And you don't always have to know the person you're giving it to. So if you have that opportunity, please do so. I do encourage you to watch these classes during the week. You can do that on my new website, www.body-guru.com. It's a website that I'm putting together as a resource center. I have self-help products there for like neck massagers and all the things that I teach my patients to use at home to treat their own body, because really what you do for yourself is best. I also have a section on there called Knowledge is Power. It's about all the books that I suggest that people read. The books that I suggest are easy reads. They put it in language of anatomy that you can understand, but it gives you step-by-step things you can do to treat your own dysfunction, your own pain. And I'll tell you, your body's like your investments. If you do things now, they'll pay off in the future. So that's body-guru.com, and it will also connect you to my YouTube page. There are links on those pages to Amazon. So if you like any of the products or you want more information, just click one of those links. It'll take you to your Amazon page, and then they give me like 10 cents for anything you purchase. So it's just out there as a resource, really. I'm not looking to become rich off of it, but if I do, that's okay. Remember, next week we'll be here, 9:30. Share the class with anybody you like. And remember, sit happens. Namaste. Have a great week. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Lola, once again, for all your support in my yoga class and in my life. I love you all. Namaste and have a great week.